Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. So this is a pretty great series that I've been reading so far. I'm going to try to pronounce the name. I'm going to most likely butcher the hell out of it. It's Sore Ra Re no Shiwaza DESU. I probably got that completely wrong, but the English translation is It's the Work of the Ghost. And this is drawn and written by Noise, who some of you deviants out there might recognize that name. He's a hentai artist. This is not a hentai series though, and there is no hentai stuff in it. It is a romantic comedy slice of life. Don't want to say horror. Let's just say supernatural. The basic gist of the story is a boy falls in love with a new transfer student and discovers that she is being haunted by a ghost that nobody can see but him, including his crush. And yeah, you would think like, oh, how the hell is that a slice of life comedy? Well, because the ghost is not like any other ghost. So yeah, let's just get right into this. So let's go over the first two chapters or so. So we start off with our main character. His name is Torii. And Torii is just kind of messing around in school, just kind of daydreaming, when the new transfer student shows up, and her name is Kyoko, and he instantly has a crush on her at first, love at first sight, basically, until he realizes that there's a ghost standing right behind her. And he, of course, freaks out, but he notices that nobody else can see the ghosts but him. And not only can no one else see the ghost but him, but he also realizes that the ghost notices that he can see her. So we have this situation where he's trying to just continue on with his day at school, but every time he looks over at the ghost is doing some weird stuff, like sticking her hand in his crush's head, wrapping their legs around her head and smothering her face, and basically just messing about. And then the ghost obviously recognizes that Torii is watching her, and so the ghost flies over to Torii and basically gets in his face and starts to try to mess with him by going to Kyoko, his crush, and starts fondling her boobs while basically staring smugly at Torii. So, yeah, that's basically the ghost. So, of course, Tori's like, well, I gotta do something because not only is this ghost fondling my crush, but she also seems to just be kind of like out of it. Like she seems kind of drained. So he basically is able to get the ghost to come over to him and start, grabbing onto him and messing with him. And basically, later on, Torii and Kyoko kind of introduce themselves and they go to shake hands when the ghost shows up and kind of grabs their hand and squeezes them together. And that's basically the weird thing about this ghost. This ghost loves messing around and pranking with Torii and stuff like that. But the ghost also tried his best to try to get Torii and Kyoko hooked up. It's really weird, really funny. Like, for example, in chapter 2, we have Torii, Kyoko, and Torii's friends eating a meal on the rooftop. I don't know what it is about anime and manga characters, but they always have to eat on the rooftop. Anyways, we find out that Kyoko is constantly famished no matter how much she eats, and we see why. Because Torii realizes that whenever Kyoko eats, the ghost basically has some kind of ghost straw that it sticks in Kyoko's head and is like eating up Kyoko's food. And because of that, Kyoko is always constantly hungry. And so Torii tries to stop this by basically yelling out, there's a bee on your head, and he tries to wave it off. What he's really doing is he's trying to wave the ghost away and try to slap it away. So the ghost eventually does leave Kyoko and then starts going to Torii and starts messing with him. Starts fondling his chin, pinching his cheeks, rubbing his hair, and then is about to stab Torii in the head with her straw so that she can basically, suck out of him, when Kyoko is like, hey, do you want some of my bento, some of my food? And the ghost, at first Tori's like, no, that that's okay. I don't need to eat yours, your meal. When the ghost starts freaking out and basically starts threatening Torii, like, eat the food, otherwise I'm gonna do stuff to you. So he leans in to grab a bite of the food when Tori's friend grabs it instead And of course, the ghost gets pissed off at this. So the ghost starts sucking the food right out of Tori's best friend's head. And yeah, basically, it's this weird dynamic where Torii is trying to hook up with Kyoko because he likes her. Later on, we find out that Kyoko likes Torii, but they're both too shy and nervous. And so the ghost kind of acts as a wingman and is trying to push them together, but is also, at the same time as the ghost is pushing them together, the ghost is also messing around with Torii and like just trying to make him uncomfortable. So it's like this weird dynamic between the three main characters. But the ghost cares about Kyoko and tries to do her best to help her. It's weird because the ghost obviously is draining on Kyoko, constantly making Kyoko like lethargic and tired. But at the same time, we have a scene where we have some pervert sneaking a upskirt shot of Kyoko. And when Torii realizes and calls him out, the man basically hits him and runs off. And the ghost notices and gets pissed off because the ghost is like, you're messing with my couple. So when the pervert is chilling out in the bathroom, the ghost basically starts sending him creepy text messages like, where are you? I found you. And then the ghost pops up behind the dude and does something to him. We don't really know what, because later on when Torii gets a text message, he realizes it's a photo of the ghost doing like the little peace sign while the pervert is kind of all messed up. Yeah, like for example, we have another scene where they go to a water park with a group of their friends, and their male friend, Tanioka, basically says, hey, like, why don't we get a meal? Like, and their other female friend realizes this is the perfect time to leave Torii and Kyoko alone. So she's like, you stay here and wait, and then she says, Kyoko's not hungry, so we're going to go and basically leave Kyoko and Torii alone so that they can bond and develop their relationship even more. But then Tanioka, the male friend, it's like, oh, if you guys are going to stay, then maybe I'll stay too. Maybe I'm not all that hungry. And then the ghost sticks the straw inside his head and drains him and makes him hungry, so he leaves. So we have that. And then like immediately afterwards, the ghost turns to Torii and gives him the thumbs up, like, you got this, So they go out to the pool, and the ghost is basically just watching them through binoculars, making sure that everything goes all right. Like later on, we have a scene where, because like later on when they're in the pool, we have a couple that's kind of messing with Torii after they bump into each other. And so, of course, the ghost gets pissed off and makes a huge tidal wave that knocks pretty much everybody out. And she, of course, starts freaking out because she realizes, oh, crap, Torii and Kyoko are still in the swimming pool. But then when she realizes that they're okay, not only are they okay, but that during the tidal wave, Kyoko's top has come off. So to stop her from flashing at everybody, she grabs Torii and hugs him from behind, basically presses her naked breasts against his back. She's like, my swimsuit is gone. Please don't move. I don't want to flash everybody. And then when Torii goes and looks at the ghost is basically fist pumping and giving him the thumbs up, like, yeah, like, you got this, buddy. So yeah, it's just this funny dynamic where Torii and Kyoko are trying to develop a relationship, kind of become friends. Then they're trying to like, it's obvious that they have feelings for each other, so they're trying to go into the dating scene. But both of them are too shy and nervous and introverted to make the first move. So this ghost that's possessing one of them is doing all that she can to be the best wingman ever and get the two together. But of course, as a ghost, her ways of getting people together is kind of questionable. So that's where like a lot of the comedy comes in, because Tori's kind of like, I got to get rid of this ghost somehow, because this ghost is messing with my life and also is draining the woman that I care for. Kyoko has no idea that she's being possessed by a ghost, and the ghost is just kind of doing its own thing. So yeah, it's just this weird, funny dynamic, and that's where a lot of the humor comes from. So yeah, it's pretty much a romantic slice of life, supernatural, about a boy trying to hook up with a girl that's possessed by a ghost that only he can see. So that sounds like something right up your alley. I highly recommend checking it out. I'll leave a link to where you can read it in the information down below. But yeah, it's a good, funny series. I like it. It's really lighthearted and humorous. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. If you guys have any manga recommendations, let me know. Any comic book recommendations, let me know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.